Hi guys, it's Alicia here from My Work Basket. Today, do you know how sometimes you know what you should do, but then you think about like what you want to do, and then you kind of think about how can they relate to each other? That's what this video is. So what I need to do, like desperately need to do, is to clean my craft room. I desperately need to clean my craft room, especially like the table, the work table, under the work table. What I want to do though, and kind of need to do, is record a video and talk to you guys. So I thought, let's record a video of what's on my craft table. And then what I'll do is kind of sort, hopefully, maybe I'll get up and actually wander and put some of the stuff away. Maybe I'll put it away after the video. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I thought, let's talk about what's on my craft table and I'll record it. And then I'm talking to you and I'm sorting and hopefully cleaning. So yeah, so my craft table is a mess. My life is a mess, but that's neither here nor there. So my craft table is a mess. Under my craft table is a mess. And it's August. It's August. I share my craft room with my son. It is a craft room classroom. It is both. We do homeschool. We've homeschooled since the beginning. We've always homeschooled, but just this past school year is the first time that we actually had like a room kind of as a classroom. I don't know if it's working out well or not. I mean, it works, I guess, but, so it is August. We start school after Labor Day, so I kind of have time, but summer is oddly my busy season. Like, besides crafting, homeschooling my son, doing this channel and my website and all that, I run a nonprofit for homeschoolers, including a drop-off facility where I'm the main instructor. I'm the leader of this drop-off facility. And summer is, it's what me and my friends jokingly call newbie season. So I'm an admin for the state homeschool group on Facebook. It's a large group. And I also run these homeschooling groups, and there's just a constant flow of new members and new questions and things that I have to ask, and not ask, things I have to answer, and people I have to answer the questions for, and for the nonprofit, and for the admin thing, and like getting my own school stuff together. It's just like, I mean, like summer feels like it should be relaxing, but summer's actually like a busier season for me than say like October. Like, once I get things rolling, things are kind of going smooth, but all summer long, it's like a constantly answering questions, constantly answering emails. You know, I run this nonprofit, so I can't just like ignore the emails. And I have ADHD, and like keeping habits and like daily stuff is a huge issue. So even just like, well, if I check the email once a day, handle the emails, you know, that's reasonable, but I spend half of my day reminding myself, don't forget to check the emails tomorrow. So even if I've done it, I'm like, my brain is half dedicated and going through, don't forget to do it again tomorrow. Don't forget to check for this person's response. It's exhausting. I'm no good at it. But back to the fun stuff. So my craft room table, it needs to be cleaned because I barely had room to set up my tripod to record this. I have just a little tabletop tripod and it barely fits because my table is a mess. It's a mess. So a couple of things that are going on that are taking place on the table. I have signed up for an online year-long program called the Fodder School. It is a mixed media program. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. However, reverting back to what I just said about ADHD and time, I paid for it already, but it doesn't start officially until October. And I've got to tell you, like, I got the early bird discount, saved a little bit of money. I'm excited for it to start, but trying to manage my own brain time as to like, well, I need to have things together. And there's all these like intro videos of things to get ready for class. Trying to space it out so that this stuff is together by the time class starts, but also not that I just sit down and do it all in one day and then completely forget about class. It's challenging for me. Like, I don't know if, I doubt most people are struggling with this, but it's really challenging for me. And so I'm trying to kind of slowly watch the intro videos and slowly get stuff together so that by the time October rolls around, I'm ready, but haven't also been so ready for so long that I completely forgot about class's existence. So one of the things on my table is I am building it's going to go into a different box. This was kind of my get started. I'm building a kind of a limited set of things to work on for at least some of class. Some papers, they talk about having kind of a limited palette, which I've been playing with the idea of a limited palette in my head for a long time. So I'm working on pulling together paint colors. This is actually a palette I used on a previous project of my houses, which are actually still sitting on my table. But these are the paint colors that dried, and I knew I really loved those. So I didn't fully peel out the colors, and I'm kind of going with that. And I put some different papers and envelopes and pulled some paints that I knew I liked. And I'm slowly building a class box. And so this is on my table, and it will expand and get bigger as I add more and more and more stuff to the class to work on, as I pick more paints, as I possibly pick some markers. So slowly this will grow, but I'm trying to watch a few of the getting started videos and start some progress. And so I started pulling some things that I knew I liked. And it might not even be just for class, because I do want to, I've been feeling the urge to go in kind of a more limited direction for a while. And so yeah, like it's not really going to be just my class. I just kind of feel like doing a limited palette. Anyway, all right, so I'm going to set this off screen out of the way. So see, I am cleaning. You're helping. Okay, so also on my desk, I have homeschool stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to kind of tackle some of this, because you know how you have so little space to work, and then it's like, well, you don't even know how to like put everything together because you have so little space to work with. I have been working on my homeschool planner binder and getting that updated, and I found I had put one of my sets of lesson plans in this mini binder, and now I don't need it. And then I have this much bigger binder that is like got a bunch of page protectors in it. I don't know what that's from, but those are both sitting here waiting to be put away and moved. So I'm going to toss those over here. Bam. Off the table. Look at that. I'm cleaning. I also have, this is a stack of printables. I'll get to those in a second. I have some old magazines. Always with the old magazines. These are things that I showed in a previous video, and they're still sitting here because that's the type of person I am, y'all. These composition notebooks and index cards that I got are still sitting here. So hang on just a second. I'm kind of starting a schooly pile over here. Also, I am behind the camera, but I've got a notebook of my son's and a folder of my son's, and I'm going to put those over here in this pile. Actually, this goes somewhere else. I'll put that away. I'll put that away proper. Okay, so I'm starting a pile over there of stuff that is specific to homeschool, and some of it actually is going to end up going downstairs. We keep kind of a stash of empty binders and stuff like that downstairs, so some of that will go there. But you guys, I already have space on my table. Like, I feel good. Okay, so also in a recent video, I talked about the card bag. Sorry, I had something on my face. And I have these two little tiny mini cards that came out of that lot that are sitting here waiting for me to figure out what to do with them. So I'm going to take these and put them, well, hopefully put them in this organizer. There we go. I'm cleaning. All right. There's so many things. I have a really bad habit of leaving stuff out. This is scraps of felt from when I made a hat for my goose. I have a really bad habit of leaving stuff out because I need to come back to it, or because I don't know where to put it. So you'll remember this. This is the one that left me absolutely speechless with this crazy furry doll. I'm going to put that, I actually again, I told you I also need to clean up under the table. Under the table, there is a box full of books and magazines. I've shown that on here as well, my recent purchase, and it's still sitting there waiting for me to file them away. I had a really big goal of getting all of my craft books and magazines better filed this summer, and like really having them indexed and like on shelves. Yeah, it's not happening. That's not happening. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Best of intentions, you know. So I wanted to get them all organized and sorted. I'm working on it. I'm not giving up my dreams. I just know it's not going to happen that soon. For some reason here, there's a random piece of pink craft foam. I'll set that over there to sort and organize. It's coming together. It's coming together. I've got a stack of paper here with one envelope that doesn't really match tucked in. This is absolutely no doubt from that box of cards and stuff, but it's just a nice set of paper here. I'll set that over there to put away, and my box of envelopes is right here, so I'll put this envelope in that box of envelopes. Also in my set of cards were these American flag stamps. I have no idea what I will do with them, but I have stamps. Some glue sticks. I'll put those right behind me in the adhesive drawer. This is what happens when you're like a creative mess. I'm going to move my camera real quick. So if you get dizzy, close your eyes for a second. Whoop. Okay, there we go. I was just kind of shifting it over. Oh, now it's got kind of a weird angle. I was shifting it over so I can more easily access this corner without knocking it around. So this is a washcloth that I use for washing stamps. I've got some paintbrushes and a bamboo skewer. I'll stick those over here in my paintbrushes drawer. Look at that. I have table. You can see it. Well, I can see it. I don't think it shows on camera. One interesting thing that I've noticed in all of my time recording for you, when I see my camera, so essentially where my hands are is what I see on camera. So anything to this side over here is not on camera for me. Anything on that side over there, and even down here and up here. I mean, I pretty much see the ceiling, but what I see on camera is more zoomed in than what seems to be actually recording. So like right now my hand is off camera, but in the recording it's probably going to actually be there. So it's always really tricky for me to know what you see and what you don't see. But as you have probably seen, I'm also putting stuff. I have these drawers behind me and I'm putting stuff there. I have some Choose Your Own Adventure books. Got those to read. Choose Your Own Adventure books are the best. I got this book recently. I mentioned it on my Instagram. It's the Crafter's Devotional. It's not religious devotionals. That may or may not have caused some confusion on my Instagram page. It is entirely projects and ideas with essentially an activity for every day. So it's just kind of like on Friday, day 166, and it talks about the rainbow connection, rainbows, and a craft project, and just kind of today's exercise is to work a rainbow theme into your work, it says. And so it talks about visual prompts and color tools, and you know, it has like some different artist interviews, just different things. So like they did jewelry one day. So it's an activity every day for you to do something crafty and something towards, you know, your crafters. Unlocking your creative spirit is the theme of it. So Monday is always journaling. I'm reading this right off the back. Tuesday is recycle, reuse, or revive. Wednesday is collection, stash, and materials. Thursday is personal history. Friday is non-craft inspiration. And then Saturday and Sunday are written as one day. And that's collaborate, gather, and experiment. And I've been really, really happy with this book. I've only done officially one day. But I've been just really happy with it in general. I've just been really happy with it. I kind of stumbled upon it I've mentioned I volunteer at a book sale. I tend to kind of, while I'm volunteering, I bring things home to borrow, and I just kind of keep a running tally and pay for it all at the end of the sale. Sometimes I bring a book home, read it, and like return it. Kind of the perk. I mean, they're all used books. If I damage it, I pay for it. But like, yeah, so I just kind of read stuff. So I brought that home one day to kind of flip through and check and see if I liked it, and I really like it. Also, this is probably the most ADHD thing I've ever said in my life. And if you have ADHD also, you will be able to relate to this. But recently I told my husband, yet again, because this is not the first time it's happened, that I lost my planner. Now, you know it's bad if you're trying to get yourself together and you lose your planner. It's happened to me a lot. In fact, the number one reason that I don't meet most of my personal goals and challenges is that I lose the item that it's in. So one year I had a goal that I was going to fill a composition book every month with just notes, letters, lists, art, you know, and I was doing really, really well. And then I lost my composition book. I still don't actually know where it is, but I lost my planner, and I was like, I suspect I know where it is. And where it was lost in the pile of junk on my craft room table. But my planner is here. It is the Dream Book from Rituals for Living, the Dream Book and Planner from the Dragon Tree. I like it well enough. I mean, honestly, I don't think any one planner really and truly works for me. But I like it well enough. I got it on clearance at the beginning of the year. I liked enough of it that I was like, if I work through it, it's worth what I paid. So I like some of the, like, it's got kind of a self-help section and a planner section. And so I was like, even if I just kind of do the self-help section and work through some of that, that's in the right direction. But I love it. I love the cover. The cover's like my favorite part. But so my planner is here. I'm going to put that on top of the Crafter's Devotional back there. I got this neat little book. It's Parkman's Oregon Trail. That actually needs to go downstairs onto my bookshelf. It is antiquarian. 1920 something, I think. Let me check here. 1928, all rights reserved. But then, yeah, so 1928. And then it was copyright 1910, published January 1910, but this particular copy is from Macmillan Company in 1928. And it's sketches of prairie and Rocky Mountain life. And yes, so I got that, and I want that on my shelf downstairs. This also needs to go downstairs. This is a book I actually originally donated to the book sale, and then was like, wait a minute, I didn't mean to do that. So I'm buying my own book back. But I had this, and originally I was thinking, I think I intentionally got rid of it, and then was like, wait a minute, that was incorrect. I got this a while ago as actually a review copy, and my son is not really of age for it, and I don't really do foam crafts, but then like I work with homeschoolers, and these are the type of crafts that I do at other arts and crafts groups. And some of them are quite neat projects. I mean, they're not all like super crazy, ridiculous stuff. And even this whole pencil case binder thing. So yeah, so I'm buying back my own book, and I got that. And let's see. I think these are some I actually saved from the recycling. Cooking with Kiwanis, Candy Making for Beginners, 250 fish and seafood recipes. The cover is a little torn. What a lot of people don't realize is that people collect these. Like, I could resell this if I wanted to. I don't. It's going in my personal cookbook collection. But people like really, even like these little pamphlets, people love these. So I grabbed all these from the recycling with the intention of flipping through and seeing if they needed to be art materials or if they needed to be in my collection, and they're going in my collection. Here's a random scrap of paper. I'll throw that out. Another little palette. I'm going to put that in my paint drawer. See, I'm getting there. My table has so much space. Paintbrush that I was using. That'll go in the paintbrush drawer. Making progress. This was my son's. He was practicing circles for a geometry lesson. I'm going to save that. I'm going to actually tuck that in my crap to cut up box. I also got, I thought this was super cute. I got this like monthly desktop calendar. And it comes with little Post-its. It was like $3 at Walmart. I was super into it. I haven't figured out actually where I'm going to put it. I was kind of thinking of mounting it on the dry erase board. The cork board back behind me. It's not dry erase, it's a bulletin board. But I also really kind of love the idea of having it right on the table. So I haven't fully decided where that's kind of working out yet. I have a tin of balloons that does not belong on my desk. I don't know why there's a tin of balloons on my desk. It lives over there. It doesn't have an official home. A paintbrush. Yeah, so if you're curious how a craft room, art room, business office looks by the end of I'd say most of the stuff is within like the last 2 weeks it's shown up here. This will kind of show you what it looks like. I have a random crochet snowflake with no string. I don't know where this stuff comes from, you guys. I still have my goofy fish. Move him over here. I have some thread that needs to get put away. I have the Lego sword. Lego or similar of like, I don't know. I'm going to put that back here in the junky drawer. A printer test sheet. My son likes to print posters. I'm going to tuck that into the collage paper bin. I got my son this to-do list. Very, very simple. Do it now, do it later. Period. That's all you need, right? I got it. I told him, hey, I got you this. I handed it to him. He set it on the table next to him, and like it was about to get lost on the dining room table. So I brought it up to the craft room classroom table. And now it needs a home. I have, oh, this is a nice, it's a rock. It's a wishing rock. I don't know why it's on the craft room table, but that's what it is. Nice little rock. A coaster. Which means I can actually take my coffee cup and put it on the coaster now that I found the coaster. Recently I did some glue book cutting and I just found Anne. I'll have to transfer that to my box of stuff I cut out. And then that brings me to a bit of a more fun pile. This is the Frankenstein suit for my goose. The table looks so clean. We're doing it, you guys. We're doing it. Okay. The table looks so much cleaner. Like just chatting with you, making these stacks, it looks so much better. So much better. Now underneath it, still looks terrible. But on top, it looks nice. Okay, so these are all planning sheets, note sheets, class rosters, and possible lesson plan layouts for our homeschool year, including ones that I'm going to use in the homeschool facility I run. So those need to go in a binder, which, hey, I just had a binder. I put it over there. In reality, I probably won't put it in a regular binder. I really like to use disc-bound binders. So the homeschool group that I run, everything's in a disc-bound binder, and those will get disc-bound hole punched and put in there. And then I have the last thing on the table to go through. It does not show up on my camera, but it, like I said, probably shows up for you. I have a stack of books. Okay, so these are almost all from thrift books, which I absolutely, absolutely adore. They are not paying for this. They don't even know that I adore them, but I do. I'll put a link below that's like a referral link. Pretty sure they have a referral link. Anyway, I'll put a link below. But if you don't use thrift books and you love books, they're amazing. One thing to keep in mind is that you're pretty much always going to pay at least $4 a book. And that's something to be especially aware of for children's books. So one of the things I got is Cassell's Illustrated Dictionary of Lace Making. This is a $30 book. So paying $4, $7, $10, whatever dollars, it's a good price. But if you are buying something like if you homeschool also, or if you have young kids and you're buying a picture book or you're buying a basic chapter book. One time I got a Scholastic book that was on my son's reading list and I paid $4, which was like, whatever, it's $4 for a book. That's not too bad. But when it arrived, it turned out the actual cover price of the book was like $3. So they pretty much have a minimum that like, this is how much you're going to pay. And when you get into children's books and picture books, that minimum is not always a good price. But the good thing is I wrote them and was like, this book isn't even worth what you charged me. And they gave me like a credit or something. But I got Cassell's Illustrated Dictionary of Lace Making. Now, I thought buying this because I maintain a massive wish list. And I'm going to be honest when I tell you, I don't know what's inside most of the books. I very much judge a book by the cover. So this was like, oh, you know, it's entries and illustrations. I thought it was going to be patterns and charts and things like that, but it's not. It's like even better. I'm personally excited. Most people would look at this and be like, why would I need that? Because of the large amount of vintage and antiquarian books in my collection related to crafts, this book is going to be amazing. It is truly, I'm just going to open to a random page here. It is truly a dictionary, like dictionary of techniques, of tools, so lead work. It's a Honiton term for a square-ended tally. It's a type of bobbin, apparently. Or it goes with bobbin lace, is what so in the antiquarian books and things like that I get, this will really help me find out some of these weird terms and some of these, and it's just page after page. It truly is a dictionary. It's kind of thick of terms, tools. It's 253 pages, counting the last page, which is just kind of an index. But that's going to be amazing. I was super thrilled when I saw what it really was. This one is just for me to read because I am a kind of a weirdo. It is a true crime and science thriller about jazz-age New York. And it's about the birth of forensic medicine. That one's nothing at all related to crafts. This one was one I got for my son. Dinah Zeke is just someone I love in like the realm of homeschooling and education. And he is doing like an earth science. So, the Make and Dress from Doll Reader, Volume 2. This now means I have all 3 Make and Dress books. As far as I know, there's only 3. I've only ever seen evidence of 3. If you happen to know there's more than 3, let me know. But this now means I have Make and Dress 1, 2, and 3. These are great books if you're into dolls. They cover historic dolls. They cover dressmaking. They have patterns and instructions. So it's kind of a nice mix of specifically making and dressing dolls and not just like collecting dolls. Also in the homeschooling realm, another Dinah Zeke. Again, I just love her. And it's just different graphs and patterns. I probably own more of her books than one person should. And then we get into the new stuff. Some stuff just came today. Haven't even opened it yet. I meant to kind of Sharpie out these. Like I said, I don't know what shows on screen. So, I meant to kind of scratch out addresses here in case. All right, there we go. You dig out my address from that, you're just a creepy stalker. Okay. I think most of these are crafty related. I don't entirely remember. Really, this entire video was my goal to get to opening these books. It's like a reward for cleaning off the table some. Okay, so we start with Beastly Crochet, Silly Monsters, Evil Bunnies, and Killer Robots. Super cute. I saw this, immediately put it on my wish list, immediately checked thrift books, and immediately ordered a copy. They're really neat. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff. Honestly, I was kind of fully expecting, again, I judge books by the cover. I know, naughty. I really expected it to be all these cute little creatures, and it's totally not. It's like all kinds of stuff in here. Here's some mitts. Yeah, so that's going to be really fun. There's like all kinds of stuff in there. I was fully expecting just creatures. So that is fun. Cute. Okay, so that goes in the crafty realm. And my table is so much cleaner, you guys. I'm glad I did this. Oh, this one is oh yeah. In the, like, I'm a weirdo, I bought this book, Final Exits, the illustrated, the encyclopedia of how we die. I feel like I've always been really honest with you guys about the fact that I am a bit quirky, a bit weird. But yeah, so I was buying books and I saw this book and here we go. Now I have this really neat encyclopedia of ways people have died. I kid you not, there is a page for cheerleading. So that's kind of fun. Wow. In 2002, unattended cigarettes caused $800 million in damage. This is under the smoking category. Oh, hold up. Okay. Microwave popcorn is in the book of ways people die. People have been popping corn for 4,000 years. The first known popping method was to bury it in hot sand until the kernels exploded. Today, popcorn is the nation's most popular snack food with 17.2 billion quarts consumed each year. In 2004, the EPA began to test popcorn vapors that were released from fully popped bags of microwave popcorn. Popcorn factory workers and those at home who inhale microwave popcorn fumes on a regular basis got a rare lung disease from the combustion of dactyl, one of the ingredients in artificial butter flavoring. So if you love butter popcorn that's cooked in the microwave, don't also huff said popcorn, or you may be featured in future things of Final Exits. It's such a quirky book. I'm going to have so much fun with that. I love books that you can kind of pick up and read a little bit. And that was just going to be fun. I'm totally taking that to my homeschool group because some of my teenagers, I can think of 2 kids. I call them the Army of Darkness. They would both love this. I also got this book on ADHD. The interesting thing about books on ADHD is how so many of them are written for people with ADHD, and so many people with ADHD cannot finish a book written about ADHD. Doesn't stop us from buying more of them, though. I got this one, Driven to Distraction. The reviews were really good, and so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it works. The biggest thing is that ADHD is not a terrible thing to have, but knowing how to harness it and make yourself all that you can be is kind of a constant annoyance. So this, I am hoping, is the right book. So my family went on a trip recently. We went away for a couple days and we went to a zoo, and the zoo was amazing. It was the absolutely free zoo in Salisbury, Maryland, and it was a great little zoo. I mean, like, parking is free, going in is free. And so we went into the gift shop, and I saw this book, and I was like, I should get it. But again, thrift books and the fact that I own thousands of books generally stops me from paying full price for a book. So we got some other stuff from the gift shop, and I was like, I'll look the book up later. And then we're sitting there, and I'm eating a popsicle, and I'm like, I really want that book, and I already like can't fully remember the title to try to look up said book. So I actually immediately went back to the gift shop and was going to pay full price for a book. I never pay full price for like any non-school book. And even then, I usually get them on discount. So I never hardly pay full price for a book. But this book, I was like, I really want this, and this supports the zoo, and I'm going to go buy this book. The gift shop was closed while the guy took his lunch, and we were ready to go. We had already seen the zoo, and this was like, let's stop by the gift shop on our way back out. So I could not get the book. I was like, my husband was kind of like, we could try to wait. I'm like, no, I'm hot. We ended our trip early because I had a headache like the entire time. And also we were renting a cabin, and the cabin beds were so hard. They were so hard, and the whole family was miserable. And we ended up coming home early because nobody could sleep, and I had a headache the whole time. And so I was like, no, I have a headache. I'm ready to just leave the zoo. Boy, that went on a tangent there. But I did find what I do believe is the same book, although I suspect it is a different version or older edition because it's a little bit colored differently. I do feel kind of bad that I didn't get it from the zoo because zoos need money, especially if they're awesome things like free zoos. But I'm trying to find the page for you that really got my attention at the zoo. And if it's here, I'll very much know if this is the... Yes, this is the same book. This is the same book. Okay, ready? I got this book, the Big Bad Book of Beasts. The World's Most Curious Creatures. The one that was at the zoo... Oh, it's the same guy who wrote Final Exits. So, you know, bought 2 books from the same person, Michael Largo. So I picked this book up at the zoo, and the cover on that one was more like a tan, but otherwise the graphics were the same. And I feel like it was a little bit bigger, maybe like taller this way. But this is the page that got me so excited and interested. Under hamsters, you heard me correctly, in the Big Bad Book of Beasts, there is a page on hamsters, which is not what you would think of for beasts. But this little square is the exact same thing I read out to my family in the zoo gift shop and made me go back for this book. With 1 million hamster wheels spinning on any given night, it is speculated that the collective energy of hamsters could light a small city if all were hooked to the power grid. That tip, that little bit, that made me buy this entire book. So, yes, I was like, I just could not, any book that tells you you can power a city with hamsters, that's my kind of book. So, that is, you guys, the table is so clean. Okay, so, I'm going to spin the camera around. I'm going to show you the table. It looks so good. And then I'm going to turn it back around and finish the video. So, if you get motion sick, close your eyes, and I'll tell you when it's safe. All right, so look at this table. You can see table. And then I'll have all these piles. So this pile will get put away, this pile will get put away, that pile will get put away. And once all those little piles get put away, the table's going to be empty. All right, spinning around again. Ta-da! All right, it's safe. If you had your eyes closed, you can open them again now. All right, the table's cleaner. Now I just need to do that again with everything under the table and around the table, and the craft room will be all tidy for now. All right, so thank you for sitting and chatting with me while I cleaned up my table. I loved opening these packages and just kind of showing you the crafty realm that is what's floating around on my table. I feel like ultimately what's floating around on my table is a perfect example of what's like floating around in my brain. Yeah, so like I showed you, you know, I'm taking this class and here's the stuff for it. The only other new thing that is not really shown on the table in any way is that I am on a design team now. I start in September. It is predominantly going to be digital images, but it will be physical items. So that will start popping up. Those will always be posted on my website, myworkbasket.com. There will be 2 a month. I will have projects for the design team. I'm excited. I haven't been on a design team in a long time. I was on design teams for rubber stamping and mixed media like 20 years ago, and I've been trying to kind of get back on one. But of course, they want to see work from other design teams, and I haven't been on any. And so it's like I needed to kind of break back in. So I'm on a design team again. It's kind of a little worldwide thing. It'll be fun, and it'll help me get my toes back into it. And of course, I'll create content for you guys where I show off my projects. So recently with my mixed media houses, I'll grab one since they're sitting here. That's a perfect example of how these projects are going to look going forward. So I created a video of my mixed media houses. I also created a website, a page on my website, a blog post about the mixed media houses. I linked the video, I gave some info, I put some pictures, and that's how the design team projects are going to be as well. So every design team project is going to have a video on the YouTube channel where I show off what I did and talk about it. And then it's also going to have a blog post. And also on the blog will be other stuff. I'm going to be absolutely honest with you guys. I am really struggling to do all that I want to do for you. So it's very tricky to design a project, write the pattern, make the sample, take the pictures, talk about it on the vlog, talk about it on the blog, And like to do all of that while also like living and breathing and cooking and, well, I would say cleaning, but I don't really do that. So I really struggle with like, I have stuff in my head of like embroidery patterns I want to design for you guys, and then ways to use those embroidery patterns outside of like the normal realm of what you would do with embroidery patterns. But it's just a lot. It's a lot to manage for me to like take it out of my head and design it and make samples and talk about it. So hence the reason why I buy books like this and How to Work with ADHD. I could do such amazing things and give you guys so many great ideas if I could just like, but yeah, so I really struggle with the timing of how to do everything that I need to do in just this creative venture, much less the fact that I live and breathe and I do other things outside of this. So quick catch up on other projects that I've mentioned. My knitting project is coming along. I'm not showing it to you because it is downstairs and I'd have to like go get it and edit in a clip, and I just don't feel like it. So it is coming along. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a shawl, but I still haven't completely decided yet. It's kind of, I don't know, it's coming along. I like it. The funny thing is I'm going to finish it. I'm probably going to love it, and then I'm probably never ever going to wear it because that is what I do. So let's see, that is going. I am working on my iPad a lot more. I asked for an iPad for my birthday to help with all these ideas that I want to put out there for you. And I'm learning to do better with it so that I can give you things like better embroidery patterns, better all kinds of stuff. So it can help me write up and draw up some of that easier than what I've been doing. So I am learning to use it more and learning more about digital art, and it's just a lot. Like, you ever feel, and like, okay, so I'm gonna go off a bit here. I know I'm supposed to be finishing up the video. Do you ever feel like you yourself are holding yourself back from your full potential, and you're just like, get it together, but then at the same time you don't know how to get it together, and then you're tossing this whole thing of like, maybe I'm just truly not capable, but then you're like, but I have to be capable because this stuff is here, I just have to get it out here. And that's where I'm at. Like, I know I can do some of these things, but getting them out and realistic expectations of how and when to get them out, it's just sorry, I just got distracted by my calendar. So anyway, that's that. I'm struggling with balance. We'll put it that way. That's like a normal kind of non-ADHD way to say that. I am struggling with balance, but I'm getting stuff done. The craft room table is clean. Stuff's coming together, you guys. It's coming together. So that is that for this video. I thank you for watching. I thank you for kind of listening while I ramble along with you. I hope you enjoy it. I mean, I hope you enjoy all my videos. I know I'm just kind of chatty and showing stuff off, and it's I don't know, sometimes a bit wild. I'm going to be making a slight change. My knitting pattern kind of brought this to my attention. So I started some intro videos specific for certain projects. Okay, so like I made some pants recently and I did videos specific to those pants, and I was going to edit one project video entirely of those pants. I did the same thing with my knitting pattern. I made these video clips to all put together as one video of my knitting pattern. But what happens is, unless I immediately take them off of my camera, save them in a file, mark them as what project they go with, they just get like lost in the fray of random numbers that cameras use as files. So I don't think I'm going to be doing that anymore. I think from now on, the videos are going to be more like this, and I'm just going to be like, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. And I'll take it from there. And maybe I'll clip those back out separately. I'm not really sure. But I just have a lot of project-oriented videos kind of getting lost and buried, and it's not working out very well. So that is one change I am planning to make. Anything could change. But that is that. I thank you for watching. I love chatting and hearing from you. So if you have anything at all to say about this video, please say it in the comments. I love hearing your comments. I try to respond to everything. I try to answer any questions. So that is that. Thank you for watching. My table is so clean. I'm so happy. I'm glad I recorded into this. It was like a weird, ambitious drive of like, well, if I talk about it, it'll get clean. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a fantastic, 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 great, 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 great day. And thanks for watching. Bye.